We begin this bulletin with big breaking news coming in. This is related to the ODI series that's happening in Baroda, and India has beat New Zealand by 4 wickets. KL Rahul was the last to finish off, and he finished off in style. It was an impressive 93-run knock from Virat Kohli that helped India secure this win. So now India are 1-0 ahead in this 3-match series. And joining us live right now is India Today's Nikhil Naz. Nikhil, tell us how good this victory was.
It was a nervy match, Anjali, I'll say that. And I think the Indian team would be relieved that they are on the winning side because it did become very close. And that is a bit surprising because at one stage when Virat Kohli was batting alongside Shreyas Iyer, India were cruising. They had 8 wickets in hand. They needed about 67, 68 runs with 66 balls remaining. Run a ball, 8 wickets in hand. It looked like that this match might get over with about 7, 8 overs to spare. India were in the driving seat. Nothing could go wrong. And 3/4 of this match, India were in total control. And then we saw a bit of a collapse. And then we saw the cat being set amongst the pigeons. And it was nervy times for India from there on. And I think this is what illustrates the importance of a Virat Kohli. Because I just told you, from a situation where India were cruising, they reached a situation where the game became a 50-50 sort of an encounter. New Zealand could win, India could win. And what was the catalyst? It was the dismissal of Virat Kohli. So I think this is another good game, which actually shows you the importance of a Virat Kohli in this ODI format. While he was there on the crease, it looked like India are in cruise control, driver's seat, cruising to an easy win. He gets out, and you think it's only 1 wicket, nothing much can go wrong. But then India have a bit of a collapse. And from there on, it reaches a situation where these are nervy moments for the Indian team. In fact, I must say, there were 2 very important catches that were dropped. If those 2 catches, and coming from a New Zealand team, which is very good in the field, 2 important catches being dropped could have been the turning point. Had New Zealand taken those 2 catches, maybe the story would have been different and we would have not been discussing an India win, but probably an improbable New Zealand victory would have been the headline. But that didn't happen. Those 2 dropped catches of a Harshit Rana and a Washington Sundar ensured that India then reached their target with 4 wickets to spare and an over to spare. But I think at the end, India will take this particular win. Virat Kohli adding to the celebrations, getting 90 odd, unfortunately could not reach to his record 54th ODI ton. That's what people in Baroda had come to see. But even his 90 odd was a treat to the fans that were there at the stadium.
Right. Nikhil, when India decided to make New Zealand bat first, many were saying that the New Zealand side in terms of batting is a little inexperienced compared to India. But how do you think they managed to perform?
You're right, Anjali. In fact, if you take a look at the New Zealand team, they've not really sent their full-fledged team to play this ODI series. Some of their top players right now are playing in South Africa T20. Also, this is not the ODI World Cup year. All the focus is on the T20 format. This is the year where you're going to have the T20 World Cup. So that's why the New Zealand team, when they play the T20 series shortly, which will start versus India, you'll see a full-fledged team. But right now, some of their top players are not playing. And that's why it seemed to be a one-sided contest even before the first ball was bowled. But as you know, with New Zealand, they've always been the Achilles heels of this Indian team. They've always punched above their weight. They've always come up with some surprising results. And that's exactly what this team, which I'd say had about 5, 6 very well-known players and the rest of them pretty much newcomers, yet they gave India a very close fight. As far as the toss is concerned, I think that was a good call by the Indian team. Quite often we see at this time of the year, the dew really setting in. And so, which is why I think the decision then for India to be chasing, eventually it also proved to be a successful strategy. And who would have thought that India would have collapsed at that stage? That really didn't happen. So in the toss, good call for India. Then also the Indian bowlers for restricting New Zealand for 300, because nowadays we see teams reaching 350 quite easily in ODI cricket. So good work by the bowlers, and then the batters backed them up.
Right, and a huge relief for the viewers and fans that finally we have that win. Thank you.